Hello everyone, let's see part 11 of Mahabharat. Pandavas imprisoned Drupad in Panchala Sabha Mandap. Dronacharya reached the Sabha Mandap and spoke to Drupad whether he could able to recollect his past. But Drupad was silent and so sad. Dronacharya recollected his past with Drupad. The past was: one day Dronacharya came to Panchal and to meet Drupad. He met Drupad and told he is a friend of Drupad. Mantrimandali and other kings who are assembled in the Sabha Mandap insulted Dronacharya by looking into his attire. Drupad also insulted Dronacharya that he is not his friend. Drupad asked his team to give Bhiksha to Dronacharya 10 times more than any other. Dronacharya felt so bad with the insult and said he never accept Bhiksha from anyone. And said Drupad used to ask him many doubts and he himself asked Dronacharya as a friend in Gurukulam. Then only he accepted. Now Dronacharya is in a deep displeasure by the insult of Drupad. Drupad said he remembered everything, but Dronacharya was just a batchmate, but not a friend. Then Dronacharya replied he was his teacher, but not a batchmate. He was so angry and disappointed and left the Sabha Mandap due to the insult in front of a wider audience. This was the past between Dronacharya and Drupad and his kingdom. Now Dronacharya revealed all this past, what was happened to Drupad in front of his students Pandavas. Drupad praised Pandavas, especially Yudhishthira and Arjuna, for their effective performance and for giving him Guru Dakshina by winning Panchala kingdom and by defeating Drupad. Dronacharya did Rajabhishekam to Ashwatthama and made him the Samrat of Panchal. Ashwatthama and Pandavas were very happy for that. Dronacharya asked Drupad to change his mind at least now and asked to treat him as a friend. Also Dronacharya told that Drupad no need to move out of kingdom, he could be a member of Mantrimandali in Panchal kingdom. Drupad agreed with deep displeasure and anger on Dronacharya and especially Arjuna. Dronacharya asked his students to travel back. He would stay with Ashwatthama to set up initial things in Panchal. Pandavas agreed to him and started traveling to Hastinapur. Drupad was so rude with his daughter Shikandini, who showcased her confidence levels in front of her father but defeated by Duryodhan. Shikandini replied that she is born to see the death of Bhishma with the boon of Mahadev. She will definitely make it happen one fine day. But still Drupad was so angry on her and he was unable to digest his failure. He troubleshooted his mind whether he could get any idea to defeat Bhishma. When Pandavas were traveling, Arjuna was lying on his horse. His Pandava brothers teased him, thinking he slept on a horse. Immediately Arjuna woke up and replied them. His brothers praised his acting skills. Arjuna asked Yudhishthira whether Duryodhan accepts his failure and agrees for Yudhishthira's Rajabhishekam. Duryodhana along with Kaurava brothers reached there. Duryodhana asked Arjuna not to treat him as a failure. He would be the one who is seated on the Yuvraj of Hastinapura. He asked for a fight with Yudhishthira. Actually, Yudhishthira don't want to fight with his familians since it is a adharma. Yudhishthira told he is making an oath. Then Arjuna intruded and said, don't make any such oath which could give displeasure to Pandu's Atma. Yudhishthira told he is making an oath that he would accept Maharaj Dhritarashtra's decision. Whatever it may be, he will definitely accept. Then Duryodhana said, this is what Dhritarashtra's decision, to make himself Yuvraj of Hastinapura. Pandavas were very angry on Duryodhana but kept quiet. Everyone travelled back to their kingdom. Dhritarashtra met his father and asked him to announce him as Yuvraj of Hastinapura. Dhritarashtra replied that tell me one good reason to make him as Yuvraj of Hastinapura. Then Duryodhana was so angry and blackmailed him. If he don't announce for his Rajyabhishekam, then he would attempt a suicide. Then Dhritarashtra was in a deep displeasure. Still, Dhritarashtra along with Mantri Mandali welcomed Pandavas. Yudhishthira asked Dhritarashtra whether he is not happy for Pandavas winning Panchal. Dhritarashtra replied, Dronacharya would be very happy, and he left the place. Kunti and Pandavas felt so bad. Meanwhile, Karna was preparing for the battle. Duryodhana reached Karna and asked whether Karna could leave anything for the sake of Duryodhana. Then Karna replied he would leave the entire kingdom and already he left his family for him and he is ready to leave his body as well. Then Duryodhana asked to leave Karna's dharma. Then Karna felt so bad and was unable to answer Duryodhana. Duryodhana said he got a reply and tried to leave the place. Then immediately Karna said he would definitely accept any order of Duryodhana. Whatever it may be, he will definitely accept. Then Duryodhana had a pleasure by listening into Karna's words. Since Karna suffered a lot in initial days for being a great archer, and he had a deep gratitude of Duryodhana by whom he could able to fight with a Kshatriya. So he spoke to Duryodhana in such a manner. Dhritarashtra was so worried about Duryodhana and decided to meet Yudhishthira. He met Yudhishthira and said that he wanted to ask a thing. Then Yudhishthira said to order him but not to ask him. Meanwhile, Arjuna and Nakula was preparing for the battle and they were in a conversation at their place. Nakula told Arjuna that he is expecting some bad thing for Yudhishthira. Then immediately they moved to meet Yudhishthira. Dhritarashtra said Yudhishthira about his son's blackmail and asked whether Yudhishthira could able to sacrifice his position. Then Arjuna reached their conversation and asked whether Maharaj gets realization of righteousness. Then immediately Dhritarashtra conveyed Yudhishthira as a Yuvraj of Hastinapura. Yudhishthira is now ready for Rajyabhishekam. Pandavas, Kunti and Mantri Mandali, everyone was so happy. Gandhari told Kunti with sorrow that Kunti needs to take her responsibilities after Yudhishthira's Rajyabhishekam. Kunti asked whether Gandhari is not happy for Yudhishthira's Rajyabhishekam. Then Gandhari replied, she is happy for Yudhishthira, but as a mother, she is not happy for her son Duryodhan. Kunti asked whether a gap between Kunti and Gandhari is due to the competition between Pandavas and Duryodhan. Then Gandhari said, there is nothing as such. Rajabhishekam started for Yudhishthira. Everyone is so happy in the Sabha Mandap apart from Maharaj Dhritarashtra and his wife Gandhari. Then Duryodhana reached the Sabha Mandap with his brothers and Karna. Shakuni also reached the Sabha Mandap. Duryodhana walked towards Yudhishthira in the middle of Rajabhishekam. Bhishma and Vidur were so angry and they doubted whether Duryodhan with his brothers are trying to create a nuisance over there. Kunti and Gandhari were also so tensed. Duryodhana surprised everyone by offering all his weapons to Yudhishthira and told he don't feel it as an insult by leaving his weapons. He accepted Yudhishthira as the Yuvaraj of Hastinapura. Then everyone in the Sabha Mandap was so happy for that incident. Actually, Duryodhana played smart in front of the wider audience. Duryodhana and his brothers, along with Shakuni and Karna, left the Sabha Mandap. Dhritarashtra felt very bad for his son Duryodhana. Rajabhishekam is done. Yudhishthira became the Yuvaraj of Hastinapura. Bhishma met his mother Ganga and conveyed that his dream is now fulfilled by seeing Yudhishthira as the Yuvaraj of Hastinapura. He asked Ganga to show him a way for mukti. Then Ganga replied, still his responsibilities are not yet fulfilled, and she is not the right person to show a way for mukti. A right person will come in a right time, and that person will show him the way of mukti. Till then, Ganga asked Bhishma to go along with the flow of life. Bhishma got convinced, and now actual Mahabharata will start. So, in the next part, that is in part 12, we'll see the actual Mahabharata. So, this is what for today. In the next class, we'll see the part 12. Thank you for joining.